morning, everybody. Welcome to my creative time with Emma, and also welcome to another Try Me Tuesday. For today, we are doing a technique called faux embossing. This is something that my sweet design team member, Miss Cher, had added to our schedule. It's something similar to ghost stamping, but you kind of have to use the same it works best when you use the same color ink as your cardstock. So you're going to need some ink to match your cardstock, which I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Burnt Orange, along with some white ink. And I still have my little sample, little unicorn white ink from, I believe this is from Archival. And the little one works for me because it seems like every time I try and order the regular size pad, it's always sold out. So, but I have this and it works, okay? And then I'm using one of my old-time favorite fall sets called Piles of Smiles, and this comes with stamps and with the set of these coordinating dies right here, okay? And then I'm using my Fun Speech bubble dies, and I love these. I'm using that as well, okay? So I actually made the card already. I just kind of want to just show you the technique, and I'll also link back to the video, to the one that Miss Cher shared with us to teach us how to do this. Like I said, it's similar to ghost stamping, but it works best when you use the same color, what do you call it, the same color ink as your cardstock. So I have some burnt orange cardstock right here, also from Simon Says Stamp. And first I am going to just stamp my little, what do they call this little wagon with hay in it. Ooh, actually, you know, before I do that, I'm also using a little pumpkin, which I already cut out here for masking purposes. So what I did was I cut it out, I stamped it onto some masking paper, because I want this to be in the little hay basket, or the hay wagon, I guess if you want to call it. Okay, so I'm going to put that down first. Let me put a little bit more ink on here really quick. Okay. This technique would probably work better with an actual more solid stamp. But I'm just using what I have right now. So I am just going to stamp that like so. Okay. Alright, there goes the first step. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the little mask here. Let's see, where's that pumpkin stamp at? Here it goes right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp the little pumpkin right in that area that we masked off right there. I'm just inking that up really good. And you want to make sure your ink dries in between. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this on first, but we're going to let it dry before we add the other one on there. So this is just going to get stamped right here. Okay, isn't that perfect? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry for a quick moment. So we're going to put this aside, but while we're doing that, I am going to use my little Stamp-a-majiggy thing here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I need this to line up properly in order for it to work perfect. It's not going to be perfect, okay, because this was my first time doing this sort of technique, you know, just trying to line it up the best I can to make it look like that embossed look. Of course, the girls in the video is much more perfect than mine. So what I'm going to do is we need to use this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead, if you have this little clear plastic, or you can use some acetate. And the other thing I actually used, because I couldn't find this the other day, what worked for me was a piece of vellum paper to use with this as well. So what you want to do is just grab the little, you want to make sure this lines up in the corner there, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab the ink I'm going to use, which is that burnt orange, and I already cleaned my stamp. Now make sure this is lined up against that corner, and I'm going to put my little stamp right here in this corner and stamp down, okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing for my pumpkin. And you could get these little Stamp-A-Majiggies thingies anywhere. I think I got mine at Joann's. Oopsie. Okay. So that's basically how it is right there. And you could use it like this too. I think it looks really cute. But like I said, your best way to actually do this is using an actual more solid stamp. I could have used a more solid stamp, which I have, but like I said, I wanted to use this little wagon. I hadn't used it in a while. So let me see. Okay, I think it's dry enough. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so now what you want to do is just go ahead and just put it over your little basket there. Okay, but I lined it up. This is what I learned from the video. I lined it up first, and then she just scooched it over just a hint. Let's see, just a little bit to show the white part. Okay, so now that that's scooted over, I'm going to go ahead and just put my little, uh-oh, I moved it. Okay, hold on. Let me do it again. Okay, so I'm going to put this on like so, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to ink up my little wagon again using that burnt orange color, the same color as my cardstock. Okay, so the easiest way to do it is just keep the Stamp-A-Majiggy thing there, but you want to move this, okay, and then put your little stamp just like so. I love this thing. I'm telling you, if you want really accurate stamping, I highly recommend that. I love it. Okay, and so you see how, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Darn it, you know what I forgot to do? Before I stamped that, I was supposed to put my little mask back on. So that's why it has a little shadow on the pumpkin. But so pretend we have this mask on, and I'm coming back in, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp the little pumpkin. But you see how like the little handle and the little wheels kind of have that little embossed look to it. I made a card already because I felt bad because my video, I didn't realize how long my video was yesterday when I was editing it. I was like, oh my goodness, you guys are probably bored. So I made the card already. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of line that up like so, and I'm going to go ahead and just put that like that. And I'm going to move this and ink up my little pumpkin. So on my other card, on the real card, I did it correctly. Okay, now it's just going to go like that. Okay, so that's it basically. Okay, like if just pretend that little mess up wasn't there. So I'm going to show you my actual card, the finished product here. This is it right here. You see how it kind of gives just a little bit, I mean not much. Like I said, it works better on a more solid stamp, but I really wanted to use the stamp. So it looks like more embossed on the little handlebar and the little wheels. So basically what I did, and you see how I masked that correctly. So all I did was I grabbed the little, after I stamped it on here, went ahead and I just layered everything on here. And then I used Autumn Greetings. That is a stamp from the set as well. And then I used one of those dies from the Speech Bubble. Again, just stamp that in some the burnt orange color. And I used my Wink of Stella, colored in the Speech Bubble. And then I colored in all of the empty, not the solid parts, but the empty parts of the pumpkin and the little, the wagon. And then I added the die right here. I added this, I thought it would be cute just to add something because it was missing something. So I just added those as little accents up here on the corner to make like a little cluster of 3. And then what I did is I added some sequins. And then what I did is I put a sequence on the actual Speech Bubble, and I cut my little, the little pop dots really tiny. So this way it covers the pop dots so you won't see them through the vellum on your card. So that's about it, everybody. I think it came out pretty okay. Like I said, this technique will work better with a solid stamp, but I like the way it came out. So that's it, everybody. if this is probably an old technique to a lot of us, but this is, like I said, is similar to ghost stamping, but you just have to make sure you use the same color ink as your cardstock. So that's it. Don't forget to visit my blog at www.creativetimeforme.com to see what the rest of my awesome design team has done with this technique. And have a great day, everybody. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.